Well, we didn't talk about Shotcrete.
Let's talk about Shotcrete.
Oh, Shotcrete.
The A4 was used for pneumatic shotcrete for quite a while, for many years.
Swimming pools.
And
That was back in what year? That's start.
Oh, I don't think it's on any of this. Well, you know gunite.
Mm-hmm.
This replaced gunite. Gunite is much stronger because of the water cement ratio, but it's more difficult to apply. I can remember one elevator shaft for a motel in Torrance, I believe it was, where they were gunniting, but the gunite could only go so high because it's air pressure. So they brought in the Shotcrete, which was the A4, that little tiny trailer and an 80 compressor. And here the gunite machine is, and they finished the top floors with the A4 shotcreting. And they adjusted the mix to get the strength.
the same shotcrete system was used to build thousands of swimming pools.
Yeah.
Because gunite, when you use gunite in a swimming pool, you have rebound that falls down in the bottom and weakens it. With shotcrete, every drop that goes in there is used. And it was that shotcrete thing that we got with Anthony Pools there in Gardena, and we built this,
Not Gardena,
I mean, yeah,
up there on Florence Avenue anyway.
with Anthony Pools anyway, and we helped him build a trailer unit which incorporated not our pump, but the Sidewinder pump and another fellow's automatic mixing system, and so that they could take this unit out to a home site, and all they'd have to have there was a pile of sand. And this automatic mixer would mix the wet shotcrete into the hopper of the Sidewinder, and they'd build a pool. And that became very successful. Then over in Arizona, they used the Sidewinder, built hundreds of pools, almost 3 or 4 a day over there. So the wet shotcrete became very popular. And then this guy sitting next to me, he had to go one farther. We took the 740 boom and put a nozzle on the end of the hose and became pneumatic placed concrete on these projects up there on the,
Pasadena.
no, the water,
Oh, yeah.
California aqueduct system coming through the mountain, then these reservoirs up there, they lined the walls of the reservoir with this pneumatic concrete.
Was that the folding boom, or was that?
Yeah,
Fulton.
and it was long enough, it was 62 feet, long enough to reach the top of the project. And they put hundreds and hundreds of yards in there with pneumatic concrete spraying. And they had to use the boom to hold it so the guy could hold the nozzle up. So anyway, gunite finally gave in, finally admitted that theirs is a specialty thing, and it's very good in some applications of where wet shotcrete wouldn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
I just came to, I don't know why, I probably got it in the wrong place, but Cal Roner, who was a pumping contractor, and he had many pumps of various sizes. He would buy a pump that I hadn't quite finished designing. He would buy it. Not on cash money, and then I would take it out on the jobs, and we would I'd finish it, the design, while it was being used. And he got the pump, I don't know what he paid for them, but he always bought them before it with the So, knowing that it would turn out good,
Right.
I don't know.
Well, your guys' reputation followed
Yeah,
you for sure.
but that always made me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
So, who makes the best concrete pump now?
Swing?
No,
No, I don't know. All I know is what I see in the magazines.
I think Putzmeister is doing pretty good.
Putzmeister.
The reason I say that, our pump was a little short stroker because it was hanging on the back end of the truck so the hopper would be low and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Or Putzmeister and Schwing, they stuck to the building it into the frame of the truck and they could have longer cylinders. So I think Putzmeister and Schwing with that long stroke is a lot better than what we had because you cut the wear factor way down on the valve. And and I think that S-tube, which was the Sidewinder from Australia, same thing, only it's larger in Putzmeister. It's just a very good practical valve system. The Schwing still doesn't have it, although Schwing has patents on parts of it and so on.
So the Sidewinder, where'd that originate from?
Australia.
Australian.
You know, the gentleman that designed it?
Erlen. Did Ian?
Well, it was Ian, some of Ian's friends, Ian Hay.
And then Putzmeister picked up on that.
No, Putzmeister already knew about that system. They hadn't started using it yet, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, when I retired, I got involved with Bennett Brothers. We built up an inventory and our business slowed down, and the fellow that was renting the property from wanted to buy our business. So we happily sold it to him. And he didn't know what he was doing, so he couldn't make a go of it, and so that's when I thought, well, I'd help him liquidate it. So I got in touch with Thompson, which was at that time was owned by Putzmeister. Yeah, and got Thompson to buy all the inventory and products that was left. And part of the condition was that I'd go with it to help sell it.
Yeah.
So when I got over there, I decided to, okay, I'll design a machine while I'm here. So I took the Sidewinder design of the S-tube and built it into a bigger, stronger pump. And you can still find that on the Putzmeister product list today. And I also, while I was there, retired, I designed a automatic batching and for fireproofing material, automatic batching it and pumping it in some of these tall buildings in New York. Well, in fact, the number 7 building, the World Trade Center, was fireproofed with my new machine product. They would back a semi-truck in there to the loading dock, and by the day's end, that truck would be empty and all pumped through this automatic machine with electric motors driving the pumps.
What was that machine called? Did it have a model number or?
I don't know if we did.
What about
The pump was called a Tomcat.
Oh, okay. The pump you made for concrete
Yeah,
was called a Tomcat.
yeah. But the plaster pump, I don't remember if we gave it a name or not.
Was that a big rock pump or?
Just a plaster pump,
Plaster
fireproofing pump.
And what about the concrete pump that you produced for Putzmeister when you worked for him?
Yeah, well, it was just a small trailer unit,
Okay.
but it had about, I don't know, 85 or 90 horsepower engine on it. So
Yeah.
it was bigger than anything we had built before.
Yeah. How many years did you work for Putzmeister?
Just 2 or so.
Yeah.
And I finally said, I've had enough, I'm retiring. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that.
Any more ideas? Anything that
No.
never Never been implemented, or things you thought of that ended up going in the trash can?
You know. And anyway, that number 7 building came down with the Twin Towers.
Mm.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys talking with us.
Well, hope we've been of help.
Been of great help. Very enjoyable. I could listen to you guys. I wish you had more stories. I just enjoyed listening to them.
Yeah. Well, the story I'd like to tell is that as president of Thompson, I traveled all over the world, spent too much time away from home. Way too much time away from home.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Anything for the future concrete pumpers that you can think of? Well,
Well, okay.
thank you both very much.
Make sure you clean all the pipes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.